Okay. Hey, Anna. Yes, episode 52. Made it this far. That's really good. And thank you for sharing the video. I appreciate it. Hey, Lisa. We're going to go live in a minute or so. Oh, I think we may be live. About chat. Okay, hang on 1 second. Working with some new equipment, so that's good. Great. So it looks like we're good. Hey, Joe. Ah, what a day. What a day. What a day. Hey, Beth. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Okay. How you doing? Hey, Michael. Hey, it's good to see Beth made it. Usually Beth is asleep by now since it's much later there in the UK. But never a dull moment. It's been international from the start, and it's been just an amazing adventure so far. That's for sure. Things have been kind of crazy. Okay. There's been a lot of newer things. And welcome June. We have June also watching. And hope that June you're well. Sending good juju your way. Now, I'm not sure if you guys, I did try something different. I did try scheduling the show ahead of time on YouTube Live to see if that should show in the live stream. That should show in the live stream on my website as well, and on YouTube. Yes, happy Martin Luther King Day, and that's part of part of the extra special reason why I'm glad that when I started going back 52 weeks ago, a year ago now, that I've landed on a lot of different holidays. So a lot of holidays I've been able to reflect and work and talk about the meaning of the holidays and how they affect us. So I think that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I should probably put on a light. Is lighting okay here on Facebook? Hello, Ariel. We have Ariel watching. I know the lighting on YouTube is good. Let me turn on the light here. Oh, that might be, oh, that's a little better. That's a bit better. Yes. So we have 2 thumbs up for the lighting in the YouTube video. Glad to know. Hey, Dina. So yeah, we'll get this thing started in about 5 minutes. But I appreciate you guys being here. And I'm really glad you guys are here. And again, like I said, it's been 52 weeks, and I haven't been able to do it without you. One of my new mugs. Make today ridiculously amazing. Affirmations do work. Affirmations absolutely do work. So yeah, so we'll get started in like a couple of minutes, but hopefully it's streaming on my YouTube feed. Can Ariel, is it feeding on my YouTube feed? It should be, and it also should be on my website. If someone could look, that'd be really, really great. And so nice to see new people coming in more. They're more regular than usual, like Lisa. Lisa's a newer person that's come in regularly, and I appreciate you being here. Both, Ariel. Can you check both? Yes, on my YouTube page and my channel, but if you don't mind, if you're not on your phone. I understand if you're mobile, I can understand that. It's Miss Lindsay Badger. Yeah, I sent her a lot of reading recently. Hopefully her mind isn't blown and Hey, Lindsay, I'm so glad you're here. And also too, as a shout out, Lindsay and Joe Burke have quite a nice show, which is PopX Cast, and it's very, very good. And they are coming up to their year because we kind of started our shows at a similar time. I know that I started a couple of weeks before they did. So they're coming up to a happy anniversary as well with PopX Cast. So I send a lot of love and good juju to Team PopX Cast for being so amazing. Great. That is good. Because ultimately, oh crap. The only thing about the phone, yeah, totally blown away by that light meeting, that light reading. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's really interesting how when you really go within. Oh, of course. Well, the shout out, honestly, PopX Cast is a really great show. If you are into pop culture, nerdgasms, going back in time and seeing things that are just awesome, that's really, really a great show. And I enjoy it. It brought me back. It brought me back to when I was a kid, when I was collecting comics and I was playing with my Spider-Man action figure. Yeah, I said playing with that Spider-Man action figure. And yeah, it's but it brought me back. It reminds me of a lot of things. So yeah, so we're going to start in 3 minutes. We can start at a good time. Yes, PopX Cast. If you guys can check it out, it's on YouTube. Also, look it up, popxcast.com, I believe. Oh, they're talking about video games tonight. So I want to check them out. Awesome. Thank you very much, Ariel, for looking. Beautiful. But at least they can see it. So, yeah, so new improvement. You can actually see it. You can't interact with me on my website, but you can watch it via my website, which will be cool. Yeah, so popx.live will get you there. So just, there you go. And normally, it's all about networking. It's all about really connecting with people. And this is one of the reasons why today I was thinking about, this topic. I was thinking about a topic and how it's like so important, and it's like, year and and all this. But then in true Inside with Moonshadow fashion, and as well as when I was in radio, I was doing the same thing. I was never fully, completely, totally prepared for my show. I just kind of did it. I just kind of shot from the seat of my pants. Hey, Marisha. Marisha's on YouTube. Welcome. So, you know, and thank you again for the people that have jumped on and subscribed to me. I really, really, really appreciate it. And, you know, that much closer to my 100 mark, which is really awesome. Hey, Jude. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, so it's been interesting. It's been a wild adventure, to be honest. It's been quite a wild adventure. This year has been pretty wild. So we're going to start in 60 seconds, the show, but I've got a lot to say. You know, I've got some good stuff to say, so I want to make sure it's during the show, not going to be edited out, because it's important. So yeah, but I'm so grateful for having you guys here. It is a pleasure. And I apologize ahead of time for my scattered, crazy, absent-minded professor, mad scientist, shamanic craziness, because there's been a lot going on. There's been a lot happening. So a lot of possibles, a lot of possibilities, a lot of affirmations, a lot of manifesting, a lot of different things. So I'm really trying to rein it all in. And I'm hoping for it to get better and better and better and better and better. Awesome. Thank you guys for posting, for subscribing, for linking, for sharing, for reaching out and giving me a big virtual hug. I really, really appreciate it. Awesome. So let's get this puppy started. Okay, nice deep breath. And as usual, and just let you know when I do that, that's me shifting gears in my head. So it's not like craziness. Just saying. Welcome to Insight with Moonshadow. I am Moonshadow, an integrative holistic therapist, intuitive shaman, interfaith minister, and chief evangelist with over 30 years of experience in the healing field within the U.S. as well as internationally. My intention here at Insight with Moonshadow is to share my story, my wisdom, and all my training with you. So either we become friends, we get to talk, we connect, we learn, we teach each other. And also, if you are interested in services, you know you can catch me there as well. So all of that is intertwined. Now, I have to say, if you'd like, you can find me on YouTube under Insight with Moonshadow. I know I'm looking for, I'm getting a static URL soon. But if you look at my website, which is phoenixrisinghealingarts.com, and look up Insight with Moonshadow, all my icons are there. You click on the icon, it'll bring you right there. It'll transport you right over to the site. And thank you very much, Anna, for putting out the link. Appreciate it. So yeah, so this has been. This has been a labor of love for me, because a lot of this is not only connecting myself and me learning and reaching out to people, it's also learning from all of you and reaching out. So not only am I trying to make you the best you that you could be, criticism, just you being the best you, not by society means, not for any other reason other than you. The reflection in the mirror has to be happy with who you are. Are you a good person? Do you do well? Are you trying to be as fit as possible? Are you trying to be the best person you could be day to day? And it's not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot of responsibility involved in being the best person you could be. You know, again, when you become the best person to you, you become the best person to your family, to your friends, to everything. So And now we got solicitors. Great. But anyway, so you never know when the phone's going to ring. That's why you should always turn off. Yes, you should always turn off the ringer. So apropos of today, the anniversary issue, and now you get the answer machine kicking in. So this makes me think either restart the intro for editing's sake, and this is all about doing a one-man show. This is all about doing a one-man show. Because now they're not going to call me. Because now that they've interrupted my zen, they hushed my zen. So let's try take two. This will be in process. This will be like, immortalized in posterity because this is just ridiculous. But yeah, okay, so let's do that one more time. Thank you. Please have patience. This is just for editing purposes, and I really appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, and thank you, Anna, for that. So yeah, and I'm not, and just before I do a quick restart, I'm not someone that is a big fan of the usual typical YouTube jump cuts, but that's just me personally. I'm not judging anyone for doing it. A lot of people really do really well with them. I myself, it kind of makes me feel a little jostled. So that being said, that's why I try to edit as little as possible so it's as organic as possible. All right, so let's do this one more time. Take two, and thank you guys for being patient. This blooper-filled broadcast will be still on Facebook Live, so you can see all of it unedited and non-polished and just insanity. So you will get this part of the insanity in the replay on Facebook because I won't edit it. And that's always fun to see what it's like before and after, a little bit of lovely polish from Team Insight. And I have to say that I have the most amazing people that help with editing, and my head creative polish director, Dawn Marie, and my associate editing diva, which is Ariel. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. Yes, I'm telling you, not bad for doing things on the bubble. I mean, on the shoestring. I mean, with nothing. All right, take two real quick for YouTube. So thank you all, guys. Yeah, we can add this blooper at the end of the show. Yes, we can. Welcome, Chrissy. So yeah, let's restart, and then we'll go to probably work on adding the blooper to the end because it's freaking hilarious. So anyway, whatever. Okay. Oh my goodness. God help us. Please don't let the phone ring again, because then it's going to stay. They want my blood. It was the blood center. That's what it was. Just saying. They want my blood. All right. Okay. Welcome to Insight with Moonshadow. I am Moonshadow, an integrative holistic therapist, intuitive shaman, interfaith minister, and chief evangelist over 30 years of experience in the healing field in the U.S. as well as internationally. My goal here is to make you a better you, and by you teaching me and me guiding you to be better people all the way around. So now, thinking about the past year, since this is episode 52. Episode 52, people. One whole year of tech glitches, insanity, the term Gilberting. I learned the term Gilberting this year. Just craziness. Now, I would have never thought that I would have been back in front of the camera, never mind on the airways. It's been so long. So, and even recently, some of my old radio station clan had also reached out. So, to all of you guys at WQRI, you guys rock, and I've missed you. So, this is something where, you know, I thought about this. I was going to do this big thing. I was thinking about production, and I was thinking about a topic and actually planning a topic and actually doing all that. But I haven't really done a lot of major pre-planning. It's always been from the minute I clicked that first button, when I first hit that record button. It was something that was organic. And that was just a nerve-wracking but wonderful start to pushing that button. So when it comes down to live streaming, anybody, if you have a story to tell, or if you have thoughts to share, live stream. Be aware of criticism, be aware of judgment, be aware of trolls, be aware of a lot of those things. But ultimately, I can tell you this: if you're a really good person, and I say good, not, you know, not all of us are perfectly good. Even I say I'm half angel. So, yeah, it's so true. And, you know, the horns, some people have seen horns and some people haven't. But but ultimately, we try to balance ourselves out the best we can. We try to be the best people we can be. We try to focus on evolving and getting better and better every day. So a lot of today is really about reflection of the last year, reflection of what you've been through, reflection of who were you a year ago. A year ago, I started meeting some really crazy people, some really awesome, amazing people. And, you know, just as examples, people that we agree and we don't agree on certain things, right? So there's that. But one thing, out of the eclectic motley crew of the people that I've met, I have to say I completely appreciate them dearly, because I learned something from everyone. Whether it's something, you know, something that could help me be a better person, or something that could make me more thoughtful and aware. All of that. And a lot of times we forget these connections. So that smile that your postal person gives you that day could change your life. You being able to, you can literally change life in a matter of a minute, a matter of a second. You know, in a matter of a second, you can change it. And thank you for posting the link, Anna. Appreciate that. And this is really important. It's all really about giving. It's really all about being truly who you are and being the best person you can possibly be. Because a lot of times we forget that, because life gets in the way. Strife gets in the way. Struggle gets in the way. And when that happens, sometimes we can't see the forest through the trees. Sometimes we can't imagine or realize how important people are. And I can say I've loved and I've lost and I've been heartbroken and I've been betrayed and I've been misused. But I can say this as well. On the other hand, I've been supported and I've been cared for, and I've been given a lot of love too, a lot of support in my time of need. So all those things, it's been a crazy adventure. A lot like the Grateful Dead lyric, what a long, strange trip has been, and it has been. So I'm not even just talking about just Sunset of Moonshadow, I'm talking about just life itself. But the thing is with this is something where it has always been a part of my heart to do this. It's always been something that I wanted to do. And then with the ability of live streaming, I was able to do it with no budget, very little money, low-tech equipment, old equipment, and all of that. So don't let anything ever stop you from doing anything. Don't let anything ever stop you from trying to make yourself or improve life or anything like that. And thank you so much for love. You know, I have a lot of love for you too. So ultimately, it's really all about that. And sometimes you kind of just look at people and you're going to go, well, what the hell were they thinking? They're being them. Vulnerable, messy, muddy. But the point is, at the end of the day, it really depends on who they are in the grand scheme of things. So that's important. That's the important part, right? But now, so all about reflection in this past year. It's been a long time. It's been a long time, and it's something where this is not just the end of the first year for me here. This is also a year of a lot of things that have happened in the world. A lot of things have changed. You know, without going into anything that could cause any kind of strife, a lot of things have changed, and a lot of things will change. But the interesting thing about this is that we won't completely change unless we want to. You're not going to be a worse person unless you allow it. You're not going to be, none of that's going to matter as long as you can look back in the mirror and be okay with what you've done, you know, and be okay with decisions you've made and not have any regrets. So that's important, not to have any regrets. You know, there are people that I truly love and I talk to often. There are people that I love dearly that I don't speak to anymore. And for whatever it's worth, it's something that it takes two. And I have no control. If someone walks away from you, you have no control about that. You're not going to beat a dead horse. You're not going to push that, you know. But for anyone and everyone that I've connected with that I haven't spoken to in a long time, you're still in my thoughts, and I still wish you a lot of love, with whatever happened, however anything happened, you know. So consider that just me reaching out and saying that I care. But hey, Laura, welcome. So really, you know, in this year of reflection, it's been a wild ride here. We've discussed so many different topics. We've discussed totem animals and spirit guides, and we've you know, we did yogic breathing like the Dalai Lama. You know, we spoke about dreams. We talked about, you know, what it's like to be male and female, connecting to the divine feminine masculine. We spoke about how we could raise our children in the best way we can, make them better. We spoke about our family, extended in blood family, how important they are, and how we should, despite our differences. We've spoken about being a global citizen, where it's not just you and your little hometown, you and your neighborhood. You can make changes there, but it's really about looking things from the big picture. We've even wore red noses this past year for Red Nose Day. And today, apropos to instead of Moonshadow landing on a lot of holidays, we have Martin Luther King Day. And with him, I have a dream. Right? Hey, Zeph. So ultimately, it's really about that as well. So if you really, really think about it, in the grand scheme of things, we have, hey, Zeph, welcome, welcome. We have such opportunities out there and such lessons to be learned and such messages out there if we just listen. All you have to do is listen. You can find messages from random people. You can find messages from random strangers. You can even have messages from animals. Recently, I've had quite an interesting engagement with a couple of blue jays, a cardinal. I saw a couple of deer recently, and believe it or not, a coyote. So yeah. So ultimately, you do not have to be stuck. You do not have to be the person that you think other people want you to be. And this is just connecting with the whole thing with Martin Luther King. He was an incredible soul. Despite him being a minority, despite him being, of color, despite him being, not treated well, he went beyond all those odds. Someone else also that had a dream and a nightmare was Nelson Mandela, being incarcerated for so long. But the point is this, though, a lot of times I go to these influences. I go to these people because things are never totally that bad. There's always a way, always, even if you have to scrape and crawl for a while. And yes, Zeph is absolutely right. Getting unstuck is the most challenging thing it takes, and it does. And it takes so much strength, and it takes so much, it takes so much fortitude to be able to do it. And I'll tell you, there have been a few shows that wouldn't have been here. Yeah. And also Zeph is saying, especially when you build up so many layers as your coping defense mechanism. See, this is the one thing. One of the secrets or moon sights from my own life has been to try not to have to build up too many defense layers. Do not let the ego get in the way of you being the most incredibly amazing person in the world. Don't ever let your ego be your inner critic or become the bully or become the person that's going to stifle you, because there's enough of that going on, right? There's already enough of that going on. So that being said, it's a lot of times we get stuck in the minutia. We get stuck in the fact that we don't feel good enough, or don't feel well enough, or don't feel like we're loved enough, or we don't feel like we're deserving enough for certain things. And I'm telling you that's not the case. I'm telling you that you are an amazing, beautiful being right now, right here, no matter what, flaws and all. And you'll have flaws. And you have flaws. All of us do. It's perfect. Like I said, half angel here. But the thing is, the balance. And I know I brought up, humorously, I brought up the light and dark side of the Force. The Force, as you notice, the Force is neither good nor evil. It's really all about the intent. So Star Wars had it right. So being a Jedi actually has foundation of actual true spiritual warrior sects and beliefs, believe it or not. A lot of it's Buddhist and a lot of it's samurai, and a lot of it is just if you look it up, it's more than just a movie. They founded it on something tangible. So yes, I live by the Jedi warrior oath pretty much too. You don't want to harm none unless you have no choice. And then it has to be self-defense. But thinking about this, it's all really about if you are too critical, life is not perfect. Life will never be fully perfect. You're always going to have something that you could complain about. You're always going to have something that you could say that isn't quite right. The car isn't quite big enough, or the car doesn't run as well as it should, or it's old or whatever. Now I can tell you, working with until recently, very old equipment, I still did it. You make do with what you got. And this is something that people forget. You have tools that maybe have been a bit rusted. You haven't used them in a while, but then if you find them, you shine them up. You sand off the rusty bits, you wipe off the dirt, and then guess what? It may not be bright and shiny, but you're useful. And you are able to accomplish a lot. So yes, Chrissy is saying me, the Schwartz be with me. I've got a very big Schwartz. Yes. And it's good Schwartz too. Coming from Spaceballs, just a little Spaceballs reference. But truly, in reflection to all this in the past year, it's been hell. I'll tell you, life has been hell. But there have been sparkling, beautiful moments peppered into this that didn't make it so bad. Great seeing you, Zeph. Feel free to pop in anytime, and I appreciate you being here. So yeah, this is really a lot of what's going on, So with all the topics and all the things that I came up that we spoke about and we learned about, this was really all about reaching out and touching and connecting and learning and sharing, because we don't do that enough in this highly technical world. Now, granted, I'm using it to reach out and touch you. I'm reaching out to not just your tech devices. You know what I mean? There's a person here. There's a heart here. I get hurt. You guys get hurt. We have feelings. And I think sometimes we forget that technology is heartless. It's a machine, but the people behind the technology aren't machines. We aren't machines. Now think about that for a second. The ambulance is a machine. It's a tool. But it saves people. It saves lives. So again, it's all about intention. So in looking back at that, I've always tried my best to imbue as much of my spirit, my heart into technology, into my connections, into my reaching out to all of you. So this wasn't, this never was about hashtags. This was never about necessarily, analytics and things like that. Granted, it's great to have a good following. It's great to have a lot of people watching you. It's great to be acknowledged and accepted. It's great to have people come and look forward to seeing you and hearing what you have to say. Hola, Wagner. Buen dia. Oh, boa noite. Oh, close enough. Buen dia, boa noite. It's kind of in between right now, as you can see. But ultimately, it's like technology is only a bridge. and two people have to cross that bridge to actually connect. So it's really, really important. Yeah, it's buen noite. So this is the thing, this is the thing that sometimes we forget day to day, that we reach out and we don't necessarily feel accountable or responsible for our stuff or for what we say. And some of us have no filter. And some of us don't necessarily use tact. Yes, bridge over troubled water. And believe me, this has been a year of troubled waters, hasn't it? So many things have changed and things have happened that you probably didn't imagine that would happen. Honestly, there is some craziness that's happened and I'm like, what? Ah, oh, I know. Yeah. And some of us have no filter, but it actually could be very comical and amusing, aka Chrissy. But yes. And that is requiring. I think if you're going to be a leader, you should have a filter. Without mentioning names, you should have a filter. And again, too, exactly. As Michael is saying, technology can be used for good, lift people up, or tear them down. Exactly. Now, I'm also, one of the live stream platforms I'm on as well is Periscope. And as much as I love the people on Periscope, hey, Beth, we got the Bethinator in the house. As much as I love Periscope, there are a lot of trolls. Now, granted, I have never been mega trolled there on Periscope, but unfortunately, I have literally been witness to people saying some horrible things. I have literally, and I'm not even kidding, this is like firsthand. This isn't me hearing it from someone, somebody. This is fact. I've literally heard people typing. Now, for you to be able to have the balls, well, actually, they have no balls to be able to do this behind an anonymity and not being vulnerable like this. To go and type your, effing ugly, why don't you kill yourself? Who says that? Now, granted, this is kind of where that I wish that, I had a little more control sometimes, and this is where it's not the half angel part. Not the half angel part, mind you. But sometimes I just want to do one of these. Reach in like this, in through the phone, and grab whoever is doing it and choke them. I'm only kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, but you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't harm anyone unless I really had to. But the whole point of it is, that's really bad. How many people do that? Now, I would think that schoolhouse BS has stopped. But this is just one of the things that technology and live streaming and things that can happen. This is what I've learned in reflection. I even had my own troll come in and try to cause grief within my own life. It was relatively harmless. I pretty much put a nix on it right away. But the thing is, it happens. It happens. So technology is just an amazing thing. It's an amazing tool. Right. And also Wagner's saying, think about it, though. That's the difference between some crazies who act in their twisted thoughts versus thinking about it. That's right. So I'm not saying that thoughts aren't going to be random in your mind, because we all have the monkey mind. We all have that monkey mind. But the point is, there's a big difference about really looking at life and being the best person you can be and treating people how you want to be treated. This is not just some kind of catchphrase. This is not just some cliche. Well, see, the problem here, and Wagner's bringing up a good point, that hopefully they're getting out through trolling versus acting it out. The problem is this could definitely be a precursor to them acting it out. Because who says that? You're ugly, you're fat, kill yourself. Yeah. Well, funky mind is all right. Funky mind is okay. Monkey mind is not the greatest, because when you feel disconnected and you feel like when you're trying to do something that's on point, you're trying to work, you're trying to concentrate, and all of a sudden you're thinking, "Oh my God, I have to do laundry," or "Oh, I haven't gone grocery shopping yet. No, I got to get that bill to pay, and oh, I got to call so and so back." You're losing your focus, right? So that's the monkey mind. That's a Buddhist. That's a Buddhist philosophy that all of us have the monkey mind, which basically our mind is like a room full of monkeys running amok. So yeah, and that was a topic on one of my shows too, going back a few months ago. So this is the thing. So looking back now, being someone that was made fun of as a young kid, did I let that stop me? No. And this is part of it. This is part of the whole thing. And everything in the virtual or in cyber, right? Everything in virtual, everything in cyber, everything that's online tends to it gets exacerbated quickly. So when you see something, it's not just one little moment. It's not just one little situation. All of a sudden, it like explodes or implodes upon itself. And that's another thing. Wagner's new band will be called Monkey Minds. That's awesome. I love it. Now, Michael's saying it can cross the line between cyberbullying and young people actually committing suicide. And it's true. This is the whole point. It's not just in the schoolyard, like back in the day when I was younger. And yes, I'm almost half a century old. You know, it wasn't like running from a bully and they got to get a little beat up or something, which, by the way, that didn't happen long. We needed to get a grip on that situation pretty quick. But the thing is this, though. It's now reached out across the internet. It's reached out to phone bullying and all that. So this is just one of the reasons, or one of the ways, that connections can go toxic or go wrong. And it happens so fast, people. It happens so fast. So yeah, so what lessons have we learned in this year of just, within this show? You know what I mean? We've learned what we can and cannot say, what we can or we should or should not say, mind you. We saw live stream platforms completely get unplugged and uprooted. My first live streaming platform did get just unplugged with no foresight, no forethought. And I'm not even going to mention the name. I'm not even going to mention the name of it because it was such a disrespect. But this is what I'm saying. But one thing that it brought together was community. And it was, again, a tool, unbeknownst to happy accident, that all of us are here together. A lot of us right here in these broadcasts on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live came from that primary, from the beginning. And this is where I have to say that I am incredibly grateful to all of you for showing up. Now, Chrissy is saying, my motto is don't take yourself too seriously. No one else does. Well, interestingly enough, my senior blurb, don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. So isn't that interesting? That was my senior blurb, black and white. Don't ever take life too seriously. You'll never get out alive. So that's, this is part of it. So now there are many a time that I wasn't going to click record. Many a time. Whether I was struggling or in some kind of dark space. And what happened? The universe intervened. Either a text message would show up, or an email, or an IM, or a DM saying, Hey Moon, you gonna have your show today? I've been looking forward to it all week. Some of you have called it a class. Some of us have, I've called it a lot of things. you know, and Beth is saying a good thing, and I've known Beth for many, many years, and she's one of my soul family. And I will say this, a lot of times people have asked me, so how do you do it? Like, how do you keep, how do you keep from going crazy? And the one thing that I do is just, the one thing is to breathe and to stay out of my own way. You know? So that's important. That's important. Stay out of your own way. If you're going to regret something of some cockamamie misunderstanding, then that's not really the reason why you shouldn't do it. But if it comes from the right intention and you state it as such, whether it be energetically or anything like that, that's important. Oh, you can stream live from desktop now. Huh, on Facebook. Imagine that. So for all you people on Facebook, you can now live stream on Facebook via your desktop. I enjoy utilizing YouTube. YouTube has been solid. It's been stable for me, and it's been really my home. As far as other live streaming, platforms, that's been more to make sure it's live, make sure it's to connect you guys, to bring you guys in, so we can all sit for an hour or so every Monday, or Moon Day, as some of you call it, and to be able to just get together. Michael's saying, watching Moon is like going to therapy every week. Well, it's what I do. but ultimately, I try to make it where it's really not about. This past year has been less about me and more about us. It's been, what can I do? How can I service all of you to feel and be the best people that you can be? There could be things that are in the back of your mind that you didn't want to talk about, and we brought it up. There could be things that have gathered dust that you didn't remember. And I reminded you, whether it be a topic or during an after show or anything like that. And there have been some marathon after shows too, in this past year. We're talking, the show had been like an hour, maybe an hour and a half, and then the after show was like 5 hours. Holy crap, really? But at that point, everyone can speak, and we found ways for everyone to speak and show themselves or not show themselves and interact in a closer way. And thank you so much, Bethanator. Lots of love for you. And thank you so much for coming in today. I really, really appreciate it. I really, really do. So yes, so Naina's saying that I'm a groovy YouTuber. You could be given one of those Streamy Awards and be a lovely guy. Oh, I would love that. That'd be fantastic. I would love to be able to get one of those YouTube buttons. But you need a lot of subscribers for that. You can get a silver one, you can get a gold one, but you need something ridiculous, like 1 million subscribers. It's not necessarily content, it's about subscribers. But honestly, I will tell you this. just the fact, it doesn't matter if there was 1, 3, 10, or 50. That never changed the energy of the show. And also, too, yeah, Ariel just mentioned that there is a bronze one giving at 100,000 subscribers. Yeah, so I think the gold one is like a million. The bronze one is like 100,000. I think you need 10,000. Welcome back, Marisha, or Mari, or Marisha. I like Marisha, actually. It's a very exotic name. I like that. But really, this is the thing. You know what I mean? It's like looking back and coming back to the present. It's like things haven't changed, but things haven't been the same all at the same time in a really kind of weird Matrix, kind of Twilight Zone-y, kind of timey-wimey, Doctor Who kind of way. And, you know, this is the thing. You know, this is just the whole point of it. Now, believe me, if there was a place to have a virtual party, like with holographs and me being able to say, hey, boom, I'd even, you know, given the possibility of meetups, that'd be really, really awesome too. Just imagine that. Having just a complete, like a ton of people just showing up and actually talking in the same zip code, in the same room, together. Wow, I'd love that. So really, this is what it's all about. So now, granted, even with upgrading my phone to some, which was purposely, so I could live stream and reach out to you guys. So yeah, so it's been quite a ride. It's been quite a ride, a roller coaster ride, if you will. And it's appropriate that it's happening on Martin Luther King Day, because he accomplished things that not many people have accomplished. Yeah. Oh, and Chrissy's saying, reach 10 million subscribers and you'll be awarded the diamond play button. It's the highest award there is. But I like Moon, even if he doesn't have any buttons, as long as he doesn't push mine. I do like to provoke and challenge, but not in a bad way. It's basically just to make you think. You know, a lot of you have heard me say this before. It's really not for you to think my way or agree with me. It's more or less just letting it bounce in your mind a couple of times. Consider what's said. After you do that, you do with that information what you will. Because you might learn something from it. There are things I've heard, you know, there are things I've heard that, I didn't want to hear, but there was a message in it. There was a blessing in it. And sometimes there are blessings in some difficult situations, you know? And thank you very much, Anna, for putting up my website link. I appreciate that. And that's moonphoenixrising.com or phoenixrisinghealingarts.com. You can check that out. You can reach out to me and connect there. That way, all my stuff is there. My home on the internet virtually. And Michael is saying here, sometimes you need people to push your buttons and challenge you. And it's true. And it's true. You know, there are a lot of times that you know someone's in a vulnerable space. And you be gentle with them. You don't walk around eggshells. You just be gentle with them. And you kind of just think about it and say, have you thought of this? Or have you looked at it from this perspective? Or maybe this is a lesson for you to think this way, or to go this direction, or to rethink your thoughts on the subject. And thank you, Chrissy. Chrissy's saying, It means a lot. She's saying the way Moon does stuff is always in a loving way, and I love that about you. Thank you. That means a lot. That means a lot. And again, this isn't, a lot of times people think live streaming is about hearing yourself talk. It's really not about that. It's really about the connection. It's really about the community. It's really about really looking at what the word friend is. I tend to adopt people. So I adopt people in my extended family. I've done this quite often in my life. I think I've done this ever since I came out of the womb, to be honest. I've done that with animals. I've done that with people. But, and thank you for the happy 1 year big brother anniversary hug. Appreciate that. Now, also, too, Ariel is saying that you learn the most when you're open to self-improvement, so we can all become better. And it's true. And this is part of the reason why I did this. This is part of the reason why I did the show right from the beginning. So is it a class? Yeah, it can be. Is it a conversation? Yeah, probably. Welcome back, Beth. Is it a roller coaster? Sometimes it can be too. And again, this has happened from day one. This became international right from day one. I've had cousins from Portugal and Canada and around Europe. I've had, people like Chrissy and Beth, that from day one, you guys made it, considering, hey, Desiree, welcome. People from parts unknown all over the world. And I really appreciate the fact, Romania, so many different people. And again, this is just one of the big things here, is that we all connect to people. So now sometimes you kind of lose your way and you kind of lose touch and that kind of thing, but it's all about being more mindful in the world, really. Why did you lose touch with that person? Is it because you just don't get along? Is it because you have opposing views? And believe me, there are people that I don't necessarily agree with their views on life, but I still care about them. I still care for them. They may have different ideas in their mind of what is and what isn't. That's okay. That's their mind, their views, and their opinions. When we make it all personal, with the monkey mind kind of go in and get the ego all in a tussle, that changes everything, doesn't it? So it's really not about that. And as I said before, it's really about the wolves that you feed. It is about feeding the right wolf, right? So all of this is so important. All of this is so important. And Christy is saying, I always feel love when Moon is talking, not first from him, but also the viewers. And this is why I don't mind going to bed late on Moon days. Well, I'm very grateful for that, because there have been that I needed a little unruly Chrissy moments, because some of the stuff that she says, I cannot repeat in a live broadcast. This is PG-13, people. I have sworn on occasion, but I try not to. Again, half angel. I try to stay on the half angel end. But a big part of it is that, right? Is who are you and who are you to the world? Do you look in the mirror? Are you happy with yourself? Do you look in the mirror and say, I do the best I can, being the best me I can at any given moment? And Beth is saying Wales is very much parts unknown. Yeah, she lives in a village. No doubt. And I hope to visit someday, so I can have some coffee and walk through, because I've seen beautiful pictures that were shared to me. And also too, over in Denmark, it's pretty nice too. I have been the witness of renovations across the internet, across the world, parts unknown, and around opinions. Hey, do you like this paint on my wall? All of that. Now, Christy's saying, and this is one of the things I can repeat, Christy's saying, I look in the mirror and go, what are you looking at? Huh? You looking at me? I added that part. But that's it. Oh, yes, and Ariel is saying that I've been part of the OCD-driven painting parties. Way more to explain. We're not going to go there and explain that, but yes. But again, it's all about, about what is this world? What are we doing? What story are we writing? And we're all storytellers and story writers. What is your story? How do you really project yourself? Are you really projecting yourself in the true, genuine way that you are, or are you not? So all these things, make a huge, monumental difference. I used to, believe it or not, I used to not be crazy about Mondays because, you had to go back to work and you had to do all these things, and it's back to the week and back to life, and you can't just sleep in and all those things. But then that changed. I pressed the button. And it's interesting about connections and energy. There are times where, and it's not just me because I have that ability, but a lot of people have this ability to be able to reach out, to know. There are people that I'm connected with that I will know when something's not right. They'll know something's not right. And I'll be like, you know what, something's not right. And then I kind of center and focus in and go, okay, something's going on. I got to call that person up. And I send a message or a text or an email or call them or show up their house, whatever. And then it's like, you all right? And they're like, how did you know? It's about connection. Okay, and Anna's also saying, if you want an after show, here's a link to the appearance. So, that's something if you guys want to pop over to the after show, you're welcome to. I could pop over there for a bit before I go off and have some dinner, since I haven't eaten yet. Yes, the struggle is real. So again, not perfect. Try to do the best I can every day. But yes, so all of this is really, really important. So why are we all here? Why are we all, watching some crazy furry dude on our PCs, phones, and believe it or not, when I saw a picture of one of my dear friends, her little daughter watching me and smiling on a huge flat screen TV, I was humbled and I was incredibly surprised. I was like, wow. Now, if she actually was calm and relaxed and behaved, I don't know how that happened. I guess I've always been good with kids and animals. Adults, that could be a toss-up. But children and animals were pretty simpatico, which is good. But ultimately, this is really what it's all about. And, today's show was really about reflecting about what I've learned, what we've learned, what you've spoken about, what we've shared, and also a lot of shout outs. This is one of the main things that popped up in my mind today. I said, I want to really, 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 really show my appreciation for everyone that's been here, for everyone that has subscribed, for everyone that has reached out, for everyone that has shared a tweet or shared a post or all of that. So, and again, a lot of people, they're working, totally appreciate it. And Alfredo, you rock. Alfredo, I've known Alfredo from the beginning, even long before I started, before I pressed the button. So Alfredo, you're awesome, man. So ultimately, this is the big shout out. This is the big shout out to all of you. I want to appreciate, I appreciate and I'm grateful for every single little tiny kindness that you guys have done. Everything, whether I'm talking to you or not, whether I see you or not, whether we talk every day or not. I want to just really reach out and just say, look, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here consistently, consecutively for 52 weeks. This is the year. This is the year end for this one. And I'm looking forward to even more. I'm looking forward to even more interesting things in the coming year. Now, I don't know how TV seasons work, and I'll have to figure out what a season consists of and all that. And that'll be interesting to find out if it's only been a season or two or what. I don't know what season Inside Moonshadow would be in. I have no idea. But I really just appreciate all of you coming in, whether it be a minute or whether it be for the whole show. So I'm not sure what time I started this, but I know it's probably coming up to about an hour at this point. So we're gonna close it up. But ultimately, I just gotta say, a lot of you made it all worthwhile. And I am totally grateful for the kindnesses and the support and the good juju in all. Thank you, Michael. In everything, whether it was just a kind word or support. I've even had people send juju in the form of donations to my YouTube and PayPal, which was very surprising and incredibly grateful, because that's also helping getting more tech and getting more polish and doing things properly. So a lot of people have been invested, but clearly, and I also have to shout out to my editing team, my head creative polish director, Dawn Marie. She's been just an amazing person to work with, and I appreciate you being here and being part of this, because if it wasn't for you, my show won't look as good. And Ariel for coming in and editing in the pinch when Dawn Marie is majorly busy because she's got a lot of stuff on her plate. So a lot of those shout outs, those are direct people. People are on deep internal inner circle Insight with Moonshadow team. And then there is also the associate people that are so helpful in sharing and putting things out there and reaching out, telling their people. All of that has really, really been ginormously helpful. And I just look forward to bigger and better. I just look forward to bigger and better and more amazing and more topics, more challenging topics, more fun topics, funny things, ridiculousness, unruly banter. Who knows? So today is really about what have you learned? What have we done? Who are you now as opposed to when you a year ago? And just to tell you that all of you are absolutely incredible, beautiful people, beautiful souls. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So it's not worth saying if you don't mean it. And that's fact. And that's the truth. From me to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to close it up. Hey, Debbie. Welcome, welcome. We're going to close up this broadcast on YouTube Live. But I want to thank all of you for being here, spending time with me in Insight with Moonshadow. All of you have inspired me to keep doing this. It's been a year. 52 episodes are in the can right now, people. You were just incredibly strong and supportive in helping me keep doing this. So if you feel guided to connect and support and subscribe to my YouTube, follow me on Twitter, add me as a friend on Facebook, all those things, you can find me on phoenixrisinghealingarts.com or moonphoenixrising.com. They'll come to the same place. And yes, they are bigger, and thank you so much. Love you right back. Hey, Carlos. So, as I say every week, now for the 52nd week, be strong, be amazing, be you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for really making this happen for a year. Really appreciate it. And you guys are awesome. God bless.